Prayer to Swami. Dear Swami, we are so grateful to be able to meet here together in your presence today. While we are here together studying your word in your Bhagavata Vahini, we ask that you open our ears and hearts to whatever it is you want us to learn. Please speak through each one of us and help us progress in our spiritual journey. Jai Sai Ram. Sai Ram, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I just wanted to remind everyone to mute your cell phone if you have not already done so. Let's be respectful, be open minded, and talk from the heart. Let's not put on a display of our intellectual prowess and ask questions that arise. It's best practice to try to leave our egos outside of the discussion. It just helps us to learn faster, absorb things faster. So we had a very energetic discussion last week. We listened to chapter 15, where it was focused on the character of Parikshit and his leadership. It was also mentioned about his wife Airavati and her character, and then the process of him governing his kingdom and how his kingdom grew in fame just because of his character as well as the precautions that he took to keep to keep his kingdom more dharmic. So with that, we continued. We listened to a short video from Arvind about leadership and how Swami's Mahavakya on leadership being to do, to see, to do, to see, to tell, to be, to do, to see, to tell. So, and I've written it here and I forgot it. Anyway, so and we brought up examples from Bhutan. We talked about President Carter's leadership. We talked about focusing on smaller units versus looking at big picture of leadership or leadership roles at a country level or a state level versus starting small in our own families and groups. And then we talked a little bit about playing role of leadership and how important that is. And then we touched upon spirituality in leadership role. Does anyone have anything to add? This is a great place to share. All right. If so, last week we talked about leadership, and then today I do have a video on to be. And this is something that I think we can all listen to, and of course continue with the discussion right after. So with that, I'm going to
thing that lotus feet of beloved Bhagwan, dearest Swami, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters. To be, to do, to see, to tell. This is the mantra. These are the 4 catchphrases for Swami's Mahavakya on leadership. I will not simply lecture you on this. Let me share a beautiful episode, a very rare incident. Most of you would never have heard it possibly, from the life of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, a thing that happened in 1974. And that will give us clarity on what it means to be. Before delving into what it means to be, let us experience it and understand it. Let me begin with a scenario. Just imagine that you are standing on the banks of a beautiful river. The river is flowing and you see that there is one person standing on the banks of the river and enjoying a dip, a bath in this river. Now, as he is having this bath, you notice that upstream in the river there is a scorpion that has fallen, and that scorpion is now flowing with the river and coming towards this person. Being a good-natured human being, you call out, Sairam, or hello, mister. You call out to him. He turns back at you and you tell him, Be careful, there's a scorpion coming over there. And he looks, he sees the scorpion that is headed towards him. Oh, and he looks at you and he says, thank you so much, yeah, for warning him. And you are feeling happy because you have done a good deed. But then you observe something very strange and possibly crazy. What this man does is, instead of getting out of the water so that the scorpion doesn't come near him and sting him, he moves towards the scorpion. He goes towards the scorpion and tries to catch the scorpion. In fact, he catches it. But you know what scorpions do when you catch a scorpion? The moment he catches the scorpion, it stings him. He lets go of that scorpion. It falls into the water. Again he tries to catch the scorpion. Again it stings him. Again he lets it go. This happens 3 or 4 times. At this point, I would like you to think of this simple question. I want you to describe this person, what you will call this person, in one word. This thing that I shared is actually a story that Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, our dear Swami, shares about a man doing exactly this. And he keeps doing this till he is able to catch the scorpion and put it on dry ground. And he has been stung, his hand is swollen, and I think he must be rushed to the hospital now. At that time, everybody comes and says, you're a fool, you're a madcap, maybe you're innocent. What is the need for such bravery? Just like all said, right? But what word does Swami use to describe this person? Swami uses the word dharmik. Dharmik means one who is righteous, one who always does his duty. Wow. Wow. This person replies by saying, it is the nature of the scorpion to sting. The scorpion doesn't see good person, bad person, it's a deer, it's a elephant, it's a crocodile, nothing. Anytime anybody catches, it will sting. So this man says it is the nature of the scorpion to sting. But it is my nature to have compassion. Swami says, Hridaya, man's heart. Hridaya means a heart that has daya or compassion. It is my nature, my dharma to be loving to all. And therefore, the scorpion is doing its dharma. I am doing my dharma. That's all. I started with this story because this story gives us an amazing insight of what it means to be.
At Harbor Freight, we do business differently from the other guys. We design and test.
Sorry.
When we speak of leadership, when we think of great leaders, we often think of people who give very amazing speeches. But then, to speak or to tell is considered as quite far away in leadership, according to Swami. Swami says, before you tell, you should do. To do comes before to tell. Because simply we can speak, right? We can speak without meaning anything. We can be platform heroes, as Swami says, but be practical zeros. But when you do something and speak, it makes greater impact. But then even doing, we can do just as a show for others. When everybody is watching, the way we behave is different from the way we behave when nobody is watching. What is most important is to be. When I am being that, whether people are watching or not, whether people consider me as brave or foolish, whether they consider me as wise or ignorant, I don't care. I will do what I have to do because that is what I am. To be is the first most important step in leadership. That is the foundation. To be, on which we build the next structure of to do, finally to tell. It was sometime in the middle of March 1974. Swami was in Vrindavan, Bangalore, in the Whitefield ashram, and he began to complain of some pain in the foot and ankle. Swami's feet were paining. So, when this happens, the few people who had the chance to stay with Swami, who had the proximity, who had the great opportunity to serve him at a physical level, they began to massage his feet. What a great opportunity it is. These are the feet that grant the greatest solutions to the greatest problems that humanity can face. Those feet people have yearned to just touch, to just see. You're getting a chance to massage. So therefore everybody began to massage. But that massaging did not help. The pain kept increasing. And it also kept rising. As I said before, it was only the foot that was paining. Now the ankle began to pain. And slowly the pain ascended, and Swami's calf muscles, the calves began to pain as well. The most shocking thing happened when, in those days, Swami's close servitors, one of them, people who were allowed to be in close proximity within his residence, one of them was Dr. Sundar Rao. He was an ophthalmologist, an eye doctor, whose son, Mr. Mr. D. Narendra, he was the principal of the Brindavan college. So the principal's father, Dr. Sundar Rao, he felt that what pain Swami is experiencing is not an ordinary pain. There is something odd about it. He felt that it is possible that Swami's feet have got paralyzed. So what did he do? He took a pin and poked it into Swami's foot. And when he poked that pin into Swami's foot, it went in. What happens when somebody just touches us with a pin? We withdraw our hand or foot immediately because we feel the pain. It's a reflex action. But no, Swami didn't pull his foot back at all. The pin went into his foot. He pulled out the pin. There's a little bit of blood. But Swami's foot is not even moving because it has got paralyzed. And to make matters worse, this paralysis is rising up. It started with only the feet getting paralyzed. Then the ankle got paralyzed. The calves have got paralyzed. And there were others as well. Dr. V.K. Gokak, who was the first Vice Chancellor of the Sathya Sai University, he was also there because at that point in time, Swami would hold special courses for students from across India at Brindavan in Bangalore. That was called the Summer Course in Indian Culture and Spirituality. So Swami was preparing for this summer course, and therefore all these people were there. The Vice Chancellor was also there, and now Swami is having this problem. There was also another Western devotee by the name Joel. This story has been recorded by two people, Howard Murfitt in his book Sathya Sai Avatar, and by Diana Baskin in her book Divine Memories with Sathya Sai Baba. In both these books, this incident is recorded, and I am narrating that. So as this paralysis was rising, Swami was now no longer able to even climb the stairs to go up to his room. And Swami is fiercely independent. He doesn't take help from anyone. So he would sit and drag himself with his hand and go up the steps. It was so painful to watch. In fact, on one occasion, as I said, this Western devotee was there, Joel. Mr. Joel used to consider Swami as his best friend. He said, Swami, what are you doing? And he went and picked up Swami, held him up in his arms and carried him to his room up. This became a source of worry now. Those people got to know, those who were there inside, that, oh, Swami is having this paralysis. His leg up till his knee now. Up till the knee has got paralyzed, both his legs. Which means Swami can't walk. Swami is not able to give darshan. 2 darshans have been missed. Swami never misses darshan. So now the devotees are going to get worried very soon. They will start wondering what happened. Why is Swami not giving darshan? So what Swami does? Look at Swami's love. He doesn't want, he is the one who takes over the worries of the whole world onto himself. But his worry, his pain, he doesn't want to give it to anybody. Because his nature, this is what I say, to be. The human nature, human dharma, manava dharma, is to recognize the same divinity in all, and therefore Somebody else's joy is my joy, somebody else's pain is my pain, and therefore I will strive my best to give joy to everyone and ensure that I don't give pain to anybody. That is what Swami would say, help ever, hurt never. Because that is our dharma. That is what is meant by to be. And Swami did not communicate to anybody because he knows people will get pained when they get to know Swami is paralyzed. So what does he do? He tells to put his writing table near a window, near a door which is visible to public. And he sits on that chair and he is writing. So that people can see, oh, Swami is fine, he is writing. Oh, it looks like he is fine. I don't know why he is not giving darshan, but Swami is fine. Not only that, he would open a door and then stand there looking at everybody from the bungalow so that they can also have his darshan and say, oh, Swami is fine. What the devotees and people didn't know was that when Swami is standing there, there are two people sitting on the floor and propping up Swami, holding him so that he doesn't fall. All this Swami is doing. The people who knew, as I said, there was Dr. Gokak, there was Dr. Sundar Rao, there was this Mr. Joel, there was also a young man, a lad by the name Murli, who had the opportunity to serve Swami. All of them got very worried and they said, Swami, please allow us to call a specialist, a neurologist, because this is paralysis, it's very bad. And Swami laughed away and said, no. No doctor can help this, just let it be. They can't do anything because Swami is refusing to allow a doctor. But this paralysis is rising, as I said, each day. Another day later, when Dr. Sundar Rao comes and tests, this paralysis has now spread to Swami's thighs also. How do you know? Because when you poke a pin into Swami's thigh, there is no reaction. You poke a pin to Swami's hand, Swami will pull his hand back. But into the thigh, the pin just goes right in. Swami is not moving at all, not flinching at all. Oh my God, this paralysis is rising up and up. It started with the foot, now it has reached the thigh. Swami, please allow us to call the doctor. No, nothing doing. See, this is not the first time this is happening. As I said, this is March 1974. In the July of 1963, June and July of 1963, Swami had suffered a paralytic stroke where the left half of his body, whole left half of his body had been paralyzed. I don't have the time to go into the details of that story now, but on my channel, I have done a complete video, a 1-hour satsang on this episode, through which miraculously Swami revealed his true identity as Shiva Shakti Swarupa, and the way whole thing happened was amazing. He had multiple reasons why that paralytic stroke happened, but the immediate reason was because he had saved a devotee and taken on that stroke of the devotee. This had happened in July of 1963. So these devotees thought that, oh, Swami has taken up the paralytic stroke, paralysis of some devotee maybe. So once that is fine, he will get fine. But when they asked Swami whether the cause of the paralysis was because he had taken over the problem of a devotee, Swami said, no, I have not taken over any problem of any devotee then. Then, what is the reason for this paralytic stroke? 2 reasons were given. Both are so different. Very interesting, very interesting. The first reason is, both the reasons Swami only gave, but both are so different. The first reason is that Swami said that the yogis and many spiritually advanced people are testing whether Swami is really the avatar. So they are sending powerful waves across, which is paralyzing his body. So, can't Swami defend himself? Yes, he can. But if Swami were to defend himself, these powerful forces would go back, return. And when it hits the person who has sent, they will not be able to bear it. And Swami said, it is okay. If this is done to any normal person, that person will just not be able to survive it. When they see it, they are also, after all, my devotees. They are testing, they are doing it as a test for the Lord. Test is my taste. So no problem, I will pass their test. Then they will realize. That is one reason. The other reason Swami gave is, He said, when I was in Puttaparthi, just few days back he was in Puttaparthi and he has travelled, as I said, because in a month or so the summer course is going to start there in Vrindavan. For that Swami has travelled here. He said, when I was in Puttaparthi, a lot of people would send food for Swami. Swami said one of them sent poisoned food because that person wants to test whether Swami is God or not. And he feels that if Swami is God, nothing will happen to him. But if he is not God, he is sure to die. And that is good. We don't want frauds here. We want gods, not frauds. So, if he is not God, he will die or he will get permanently impaired because it's a strong poison. Now you may ask me, which of these is true? Is the yogi theory true or the poison theory true? Well, both are true. Because the avatar, when he comes, he accomplishes multiple tasks with one action. Every time. Like they say, striking two birds in one stone, right? Swami blesses 2 birds, 3 birds, 4 birds, 100 birds in one action. Because the avatar has very limited time in the physical form, so much to accomplish. So with one act, Swami does multiple things. So therefore, this also is like that. Okay, now they've got the explanation, but what do we do? Another point over here. See, just like the devotee tests God, God also tests the devotee. The devotee tests God before accepting God. God tests the devotee before accepting the devotee. It is fine. Both are welcome. It's only we as devotees don't welcome. We don't want tests. Because, oh God, it's so much difficult. We don't want. We don't like tests. Whether normal tests in the school or college or tests in life, we don't want. We want to just get free pass. But it is the tests that show us our value and give us confidence. Without the test, we won't have confidence. But the Lord welcomes tests. Yet, many people have tried to challenge Swami and Swami does not accept challenges from everyone. Why? Because it depends on the intention of the person who is testing. Yes, everybody who is coming and throwing challenges have negative intentions. But those who are sincere, Swami responds. Even if your intention is negative, if you are sincere in your approach, God is ready to accept. There is the case of Rassi Karanjia. He is a great editor and a journalist who has interviewed many great people in the world. He was dead against Satya Sai Baba and he decided that he'll come and expose Swami. Many such people have wanted to come and expose Swami, but Swami didn't care a damn for them. But when it came to Karanjia, Swami welcomed him. He is the strongest. He is the worst person, who can write about you. He had written that Satya Sai Baba is the biggest fraud and he planned to expose him completely. Such a person Swami called for an interview because despite his terribly negative bias, Karanjia had great sincerity. That is a beautiful story in itself. Well, at the end of it, Karanjia wrote an article which he titled as God Lives in India. Anyway, so these people, whether it is a yogi sending their powerful beams and forces or this person who has put poison in the food to test Swami, yes, it's a negative thing that they have done, but they have done it with sincerity and therefore Swami chose to respond. He didn't keep away from poison just like that person didn't keep away from the poisonous scorpion. Because it is the nature of the scorpion to sting. But it is my nature to save. So too, it is the nature of the devotee to test. I will bless. That is my nature. That is what is meant to be. Such an inspiring episode. Swami bore all the pain. Swami gave this explanation. And these people were satisfied with the explanation. But what next? Swami is not ready to see the doctor. Swami is not healing himself. Swami, please. They began to pray. Swami, please cure yourself. Please cure yourself. Swami said, no, little more time. Because that person should know that Sai Baba has got affected. And then he will know that I consumed the poison. Otherwise, he will think that I didn't eat the poison only and that's why nothing happened to me. That nothing need to happen to me if I take poison. I drank the alahala. Swami has, as Lord Shiva, he has drunk the alahala and nothing happened. It just became the Neelakantha, the blue-throated one. But in order to convince the devotee and win his faith, to build his faith, I am ready to do this. 4 days, 5 days passed. On the 6th day, as I said, Dr. Sundar Rao, who was there, he came and said, Swami, by today 6 p.m. if you don't become fine, I am not going to bother Swami, I am going to get a neurologist. Mr. Joel also got very upset. He said, somebody convince Swami and get a doctor. Otherwise, I am going to do something. Everybody was very worried now. That night, when Dr. Sundar Rao went to bed, he had a beautiful dream, a dream of Swami. And in that dream, Swami was sitting with his legs paralyzed. Swami calls him, and Dr. Sundar Rao in the dream dips his hand into water and sprinkles water on Swami's leg. And Swami's leg becomes fine. He woke up from this and he felt happy and sad at the same time. He felt happy because this was such a lovely dream. He felt sad because it is just a dream. Because Swami is still paralyzed there. 7th day, almost 7th or 8th day, Swami is still paralyzed. He was wondering, see, dreams of Swami, are they true? But I don't know, maybe because I want Swami to cure himself so desperately, I am dreaming like this. And that day when they all gathered, Swami had stopped giving darshan. Almost for 1 week, Swami didn't give darshan. But these people who had the privilege of entering Swami's house, entered Swami's house. When they went in there, Swami wanted to go to the bathroom. Swami dragged himself and they were all in tears. Swami. He's dragging himself, imagine, and dragged himself back outside the washroom. They tried to help Swami, said, no, I'll move on my own, I'm fine, my hands are fine. By now the paralysis has spread till his hips. Hip below, he's completely paralyzed, dead, they're just hanging limp, the legs. Swami goes there and drags himself, and now they come and help him to sit on the chair. Everybody's eyes are filled with tears. Swami says, okay, now it is enough. It is time now. And he says it so comfortably, but with such authority. Everyone knows something is going to happen. Swami asks for a glass of water. He dips his right hand fingers into that water and sprinkles some water on his left leg. When he does that, and he kicks, the leg kicks out, the leg is back. Oh, they are so thrilled. And Dr. Sundar Rao, who is there, he says, Swami, in my dream I saw that I was putting water on your leg. Because he is now happy, he is sharing his dream. Swami says, yes, come here. Dip your finger and put on this leg now. And Dr. Sundar Rao gets this unique opportunity where he dips his fingers into that tumbler of water, takes water and sprinkles it on Swami's leg. And the second leg also kicks, and Swami stands up and says, come, I'll go and grant darshan. With that, the whole drama came to a close. I'm saying it a drama, but this episode where Swami took on the paralytic stroke. Now this, dear brothers and sisters, is what we mean to be. Just because you have the power, you don't quash and crush those who are trying to poison you. Because your nature is purity and selfless love. Irrespective of what the other person does, I will give my love. So that is what is meant to be. And when we are like that, automatically all our actions to do will be perfect. And the words that we speak will also be perfect. Automatically we will become leaders. Swami was not elected as a leader. Swami was not selected as a leader. Swami was just celebrated as a leader spontaneously because he has spoken, he has given discourses, but before that he has done it. But before doing it, he has always been that. I would pray to Swami that may the love that we have in our hearts towards him keep growing stronger every passing moment till we become one with him, one with his knowledge, where we realize that he is God and so are we. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
At Harbor Freight,
All right. Okay, Sairam. So I know it was a little long, but I think the message was very well, given in that. And there was no way to actually talk about to be without knowing what we are talking about is to be. So with that, I just came up with a few questions. Doesn't mean that we have to discuss just this, but what does it mean to be? What does it mean to us? And what is our dharma then? And in this world, this age, what can we do at our level on a daily basis that can enhance this to be in our actions? How will it reflect if we imbibe those qualities? And what qualities are those that we are talking about? Swami is divine, so he has reflected divine qualities in this little story or even episode. Yeah.
Drowned into the story of me, and I never knew it would happen. Uh, what I have learned from this whole story is that to be me, you have to demonstrate yourself that you are having a good character and also be honest with it. Showing off something and having doing something. So you have to be honest on yourself, what principle only you are following or not following. And then you can guide other people to be right with them. Giving speech is very talking a lot of good things. But developing those qualities and characteristics in yourself is difficult. You have to be honest in yourself. I tell my students also, but be honest in yourself and make yourself what you know and what you don't know. Then all the things don't help you. If you don't make an assessment and try to fool yourself and not be able to grow. So my take to this whole story is that you have to be honest with yourself and make an assessment of it. What are you inside? And try to overcome those missing links within yourself to be on the same page.
Sairam, thank you. Can Venkatji get a mic, please? I think there is one more right here.
If you think about, I mean, before we go into the to be aspect, we have talked about Lawal Salwan, that take for Swami Singh. We have discussed in the past as to love all. When we say all, it includes everybody, regardless of whether that person means good to you or means bad to you, in your opinion. That maybe mean to you, so we have to love. So in this case, Swami says that love, my love, is not going to be changed in any way by what the intention of the other person is. So that so if we put ourselves in that situation and see why we would react differently. If if I know or someone knows that yogis are testing and they are selfish, when he knows that and still is able to give that love, that means he's really standing on that love also walk. So whether we would be able to do it, we should be able to do it ideally. What stops us from being is because we are not there. The mind comes into the picture. So that is the reason why we are not able to see that or spread that love to anybody, regardless of what they are. So, and I mean, coming back to what we can do is we have to keep analyzing at every stage whatever actions we are doing and see if and correct, as Rajiv said, keep correcting ourselves to whether we are living up to his message with respect to that love also.
Absolutely. Yes, Sairam.
And thinking, just do whatever is really, and at peace with what you are doing. And sometimes you might find that you are being driven in a particular direction, and somehow you think that that's not the right way, but because everybody is doing it.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things is just stick to what you think your gut feeling, and that's what
So in all of this, it's very easy for us to just say, "Oh, that is Swami, so he can do it." So at our, so that's why I'm coming back to what are the qualities or what is it that we can, as in we in living today's life, how can we invite this quality of to be? Even recognizing it is a big, very big step. What am I? I don't know.
The first thing is not treat that Swami because he's Swami, he is doing it, and I am just an ordinary
Correct.
person. I can.
Exactly.
We should not do that.
Yeah.
We should consider ourselves because Swami says that I am God, so are you. So we have to elevate ourselves and go in the path of spiritual self realization. I think we have to elevate and see how we can do the same as what Swami is.
Yeah.
So most of our spiritual path, trying to follow this spiritual path, we all know what is good, what is right. We all know what are the qualities we have to like, we have to. The question is, what level we are doing? I mean, we are progressing towards that, but the different person is a different level. So when it comes to practice, we cannot say we can do everything. Normal level can do that. You practice what you believe in. You practice whatever the qualities are described in the scriptures. Every quality that mentioned that Valmiki describes characteristics of a human being, how
Right.
it should, and you practice everything without telling anybody to follow that. Now we come to God. Baba the same thing. We have to say what a human being is supposed to have. But we come to God. So we all have eight qualities we have today. The only thing is what level we have. We have 10% today. We go for 11%, 12%, 13%, 15%. That's the point of your life that reach. You might not know that God, but somebody might call you to a conversation. You never know that. So that's the thing. What we need to do is take ourselves on a daily basis. What you want to follow into yourself. Just keep practicing. What is to be God for that one? And nobody need to tell you as a one. You will get to whatever you have.
So what are our characteristic in general to kind of just say to be? One he did say in this is daya or empathy. That's one characteristic that we do have. What are the other characteristics that we as humans do possess? Even if we don't go to the level of divinity, we still have, we are defined by some character, some quality.
This reminds me of the famous French philosopher. He said we are not just human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual. So if we just think that I am not spiritually here, having this experience, maybe that will, make us look at things differently. But on a practical level, we need to focus on that. When we make it, we make ourselves not able to. We won't, because like, even the story, where is the discrimination? We know that stopping is self-discrimination. But it's not practical level, probably. So, what is it is that we need? Then we have to practice all these qualities, kindness, compassion, whatever it is. One who saying by Waldo Emerson says, um, your actions speak so loudly, we cannot hear what you are saying. We don't have to say anything, we just show things our action, right? Also, the previous weeks we talked about that word. Yeah. So we can show in our action. We don't need to necessarily say things like I'm doing this, I'm doing this, but then we can also Yeah, I completely agree with what you said. It's important. You know, family is an avatar. Course, we have divinity, but our divinity is covered around the impurities of our behaviors and through the actions. We will be removed from it. Why not at that stage?
Correct.
It is great to aim for it because he's telling us you have it in you, clean all the impurities. So what we can do is start there, right? And we always talk about how to do it. And Vivek is very important. Now it is a scorpion too, because it's an animal, that's its nature. So I can see this Dharmic guy's compassion towards it. He wants to save it. Maybe there are people like Vivekananda talked about Bhavariva.
Yes.
He will get stung by snakes and he say, if that's what he wants to do, so it cannot be like that. When we go to that level, maybe with our sadhanas, with our cleansing actions, maybe we'll get to that stage where we can see everyone at our stage. Of course, we have to aspire for it. But you have to be Viveka when it comes to your daily life. You cannot be a person who's following Adamic rules like a scorpion.
Yes.
They are different. So without Viveka, if you do these actions, I will love all, I will serve all, it's going to only harm us.
Correct.
And put us back in our path. So we have to remember, do everything in Viveka. Like all these qualities are described over and over. It is not, we don't have to memorize them. Pick one thing, like even in Bhagavad Gita, they say that start with one thing.
Yes.
And and then go to the next and go to the next. You can look it up anytime you want. You can read. I mean, that's why we do this, in these type of gatherings, is because we remind each other about these qualities, about the ways how to do it.
Yeah.
And do it on your own too. Spend like, half hour, 1 hour trying to learn, trying to keep on learning. Don't forget because what you learned 1 month ago is maybe old history already, right? You already forgotten. You can't even remember what you read. So the constant sadhana is important and doing it with viveka is very important. And then, once all the, impurities are gone, it will shine. I think Sunday this saying also says, the more we cleanse all these, the more illumination we get. The more mind we get, the more things of salvation we get.
Yes.
So it's.
I want to just wait and so it was a Friday, August, get a call from India. Audrey is not doing very well, and they have to send them. Friday morning at work, he called at 8:30 and said, what can we do? So let me go and check whether we can get a flight to you tonight. So it's a much call. So I called it out into it was 2002 and internet was not there. It was used to be everything. So when I called the travel agent in DC and booked a ticket, and then they said, okay, you have to send the money by wire transfer. So I go to the bank, again, cannot do it anything on the bank. With the receipt. Okay. Then we say, okay, ticket has been booked, we are traveling now. So we are going on. And then bank gives me a copy of this. All this is happening. I had to run around to the bank.
Yeah.
So
by the time we could leave, it was about 2 o'clock. By the time I get all this. Then we go, and the travel agency tells me that no, they haven't got the money. You cannot issue it. And we close it for it. And it is in, and so later he couldn't do something. So I asked him, this is the case. They said, you're not our customer, we cannot do this.
Yes.
And so I couldn't get anything there. Then I called it, I don't really know what to do because you close at 5. I cannot make it by 5. And you want this credit card, is there anything that can be done? Then, a few minutes later, the travel agent who was dealing with it, he calls and then says, is it okay if I come and meet you somewhere in a mall or something on the way? And then I'll bring the machine. And bring the credit card. And then we'll take it. So that's what we had happened to do. And then it was 55 days because generally being around 10 o'clock. We had enough time to do that. But it worked out. So, when you believe that it's going to happen, until we have to keep going. And then, she was able to travel. At that time, she was going into the, she already crossed the, down to the gate. At one time, that, I was in the road, and so, but I couldn't convey that. Did you get any more messages? I said, no. And so, but she was able to at least make it, and and it was really important that she was there at the time. Mom didn't know what exactly she was doing, but her help, was very valuable. So it can happen, that's what it is. Have to know anything. Talk about it. All that can happen.
Saira, question when we really what is it mean to be? For me, I think to be is to understand my own self. Actually, I should know more about me than what action we take. When in the video it says we don't see the world and act. We see ourselves and we reflect. We don't know what our actions are. Sometimes our actions may be dharmic or adharmic, but when we understand our own self and we believe the divinity in us, irrespective of actions, we accept our own self and we grow with it. We are not here to impress this person, that person, or anybody. We are here to impress our own self. And when we understand our own self, we'll always look forward and getting better.
Thank you. Yes, please.
The third bullet, one is, I think it's not a question of developing the qualities.
We already have it.
I think what generally we do is we don't listen to our heart. We generally are clouded by what the mind says. So that dictates our quality. If we train ourselves to listening more and more to the heart, then automatically the qualities will express themselves. In other words, we will be saying or behaving in a way that because we are being that. So the more and more we are being a spiritual being, then the qualities of the spiritual being will get expressed. That's what I mean by developing. So in other words, that will automatically get expressed. The more and more we listen to our heart, will follow the heart's message than that of the mind.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but we have to really wish for it or want to do it. We want to be able to develop those qualities or put or pay attention to developing those. Otherwise, they will never be seen. Why are we not the same, even though we are actually built the same? We are not the same because each one of us that's not a priority for many people.
And
Yeah.
we have to put the effort to listen to the heart.
Yes. Yeah. Go on, Sabita, please.
It's to develop its real.
Maybe. Yep.
Yeah. Because there's some basic qualities that we have. And we peak at or we mature at a certain age. So we are all born with love, we hope, although at times when you see certain people go completely different way, you wonder, how is this person even a human being? But that's regardless at the point. So I think we don't realizing your potential. So to give like an example, in your workplace, when you have a young person, they may be quiet, but they have these talents and they have it, but they don't realize they don't have the confidence and someone needs to like pull it out of them. So they already have it. It's just that they need to realize and kind of bloom and grow. So it's almost like we have some of these basic qualities, but we don't sometimes realize that we have it. So I don't know about the word develop because you already have it. Maybe it's realize. Maybe.
Yep, makes complete sense. Yes, please.
No, I just want to reiterate what Shobha mentioned before, a little bit, a different answer, how to actually say that. So we heard the story somebody is trying to save the scorpion.
Mhm.
So let's say that saving scorpion dharmic level is PhD level. Up to that point, if you go to PhD, then you will be like that. So right now, let's first grade. So that's exactly the point. That's where the Viveka comes into the picture. When I'm in the first grade, I cannot go and attempt like a PhD exam paper. I need to go to that level. For that, we need sadhana. That's exactly what Shobha is talking about. And we need to start that practice. We are at the level where we need to go and practice sadhana and purify your actions. And then when you are at that level, the dharmic level will automatically, you will be able to achieve.
Very good
So with
point.
the practical, because most of the cases concern, right, you ask the question always, in the current practical work, is that possible? Always we write the concept.
Yes.
If we go do that, what happens? If you go try to help guy who is around here, really guy, and he might harm you.
Yeah.
So if that is the case, what happens to me? Is that the right action? Of course, to go and help. But is that the right in this Kali Yuga, at this age, where that's where we all talk about Viveka. Should I use that option now or I should use it? Whatever you will be able to go confidently, help that crazy person without worry or without getting harm.
Yeah, very true. And I think that is very important. Swami also says, Deshakala Paristhiti is very, where you are, what is that situation, that time, everything is important. Yes.
Yes. So I do agree with Jay Bhai and Shobha ji. They have triggered that very important point that Viveka is the key of everything. Viveka. And how to get Viveka? Jay Bhai ka share point, sadhana. All this is not a word game. We are playing with words for now. This is sadhana. We have to sit down and do sadhana. Not much of a distance between developing and realizing. Why not develop? Realizing is very good, but why not develop? If we do not develop, if we do not develop, the success will go waste. And we are here to do the sadhana. We have to develop. We have to. And secondly, I would like to say differently, as Venkat has mentioned, listen to your heart. Definitely, a person of that level can say listen to heart, but everyone's heart is different. We if you start listening to our heart, no. That is all a bunch of sanskaras, and we will be bent to work with that in that alignment of full sanskara. So if we try to go in that sanskara, which our heart says, we might go different than what Baba wants us to do. So sadhana is the key to develop viveka, and we have to develop quality. Unless we develop those qualities, we will not rise. If we keep revolving on around what we already are, we might not rise. That's why this Manushya Yoni is the Karma Yoni. Do those karmas to develop to reach that level. We are at the peak of those 84 lakh yonis right now. Let's not forget that. This is the opportunity for all of us to do that sadhana and reach that level and try to at least not fall from this birth of human being. To maintain this and so that we can go rise further in the next verse at least.
Please go ahead.
Finally, so when this topic came, and I think we talked about it many times, the sadhana, right? What is, and we don't have to break our heads about it. It's all given to us so nicely in our scriptures. So all you have to do is at least start educating yourself. What are we doing? What is the sadhana? Sadhana Chatushtaya has been described, right?
Right.
In the scriptures. What is it? First is Viveka. Second is Vairagya. Third is the Shat Sampradaya. And fourth is Moksha, right? Fourth. So Viveka we already talked about. Okay? When only you have Viveka, eventually you'll get Vairagya. You don't have to try to be Vairagya. It will automatically happen to us. What is a Shat Sampati? They are already talking about this, right? Sama, Dhamma, Uparati, Tiksha, right? Dhyana, Samadhana. So, in each of these, in Samadhana, they talk about our internal, how to control our internal tendencies, how to control the external. You follow each and every step, step by step, step by step. It is like a, they're opening the skin of the banana and saying, please just try to eat it. More than that, how much easier can it get? It cannot. So all we have to do is start. Start one day, start reading, start educating, then start following, and go on there. And you only have this one lifetime to do it, right? And what Viveka are we trying to get? What is this jnana that we are after? To basically differentiate what is real and unreal, right? And if you think about that, what is real and unreal, all beings in the world are only made of 5 things, right? The 5 things are Satchitananda and name and form. So which one is real Satchitananda? Name and form are the unreal. That is the jnana you are after. So how do you get it? By doing all this. So it all becomes so easy to understand. Understanding is there, but true understanding only comes when you practice.
You have summarized about Vedanta. This is the summary of Vedanta and no, this is Vedanta. Exactly. So those qualities, we say it so casually, but that is the sadhana what they are mentioning. That's what we have to do. They know that listening to the story, people will tune it to doing that action. But how to do that? Either we have someone to guide us right then and there, otherwise, what we say is try and start the beginning now. And those things what I just mentioned, those Shama, what is Shama? And Dhamma. Shama is basically controlling your mind, your heart to go towards outside world.
Right.
Dhamma is controlling your indriya. And Titiksha. Titiksha is controlling your hunger, your yas, all these qualities. Forbearance, yeah. So always we start from the beginning, from those. We don't have to, jump. All will fall in place. We start doing from the very first step, keep moving on, and Vairagya will come once we start looking at these things. The way Vedanta has for me is explained.
Right. So, but to conclude, I mean, this is great discussion, but to conclude, I still think that it's best practice to start small. Today's actions, be your own judge. I think that's very important to Shobha's point as well. Is there's no one else to judge you, just like Raki just mentioned as well. But we should be able to at least reflect what our actions meant when we did it. The intent is very important. Swami is always mentioned about that. So we have only a minute. So I just wanted to. So there is another video of Swami describing the entire process of leadership. If everyone is interested, we can play it here, or I can send it in our group, and we can move along to chapter 16. Just wanted to make sure that everyone is okay with that, and we will move along to chapter 16, and we will also be discussing a few things that and since I have a minute, it's already 6, okay. Anyway, live application is Namasmarana, so that's all I wanted to mention to everyone. But with that, let's end with Om and 3 Shantis. Om. Shant, Shant, Shanti. Sai Ram, thank you all for participation. Ask them to increase the volume first. Bye. You have Jay.